Rembrandt Van Rijn was 26 years old when he created this self-portrait. Painted with a polish and refinement unseen in earlier self-portraits, his pale face is half covered in the shadow of a wide-brimmed hat, and he wears a rich, black velvet cloak with gold buttons, capped by a fashionable white ruff. Rembrandt may have painted himself in this way in order to fulfill a specific purpose. Leaving his native Leiden in 1631, the young artist moved to Amsterdam in search of new work. A prosperous city, portraiture was the most profitable line of business for artists at this time, and soon Rembrandt enjoyed a reputation as the finest portraitist in Amsterdam. Before moving to the city, however, he had not completed a single portrait commission, his training instead focusing on religious and historical paintings.
In this video, I'm going to paint a portrait every day for 30 days to see how much I improve, and I'm going to share with you my entire process and everything I learned. All of these portraits will be drawn digitally and on Procreate. The first few days of the challenge were very tough. I had set a 2-hour time limit for myself, and I wasn't drawing very nicely. For day 1, it felt like each brushstroke I put down was a risk. Time was running out, and I had to pick up the pace. After 2 hours, I wasn't too proud of this piece, but it marked the beginning of the 30-day process. Second day, I realized that my habit of zooming in to add details was counterproductive. As artists, we love to get caught up in the small details, but I had a 2-hour time limit to follow. The 2-hour mark came way earlier than expected, and although the painting felt incomplete, I was learning on which parts of a portrait to prioritize on. Day 3, I wanted to implement what I've learned from previous days. It was a slow start, but I tried not to get lost in the details. You can see how much I simplified this clothing a lot with big brushstrokes. It was more finished than the last 2 portraits, and I was happy with how believable the clothing looked. 4th day, and I found a heavenly reference. You're probably noticing that my art is very stylized, a style which is very heavily influenced by this one small artist. Despite trying my hardest to not zoom in, the painting still took 2.5 hours. I was happy I at least finished it, even if it wasn't within 2 hours.
Rembrandt was a Dutch Baroque painter and printmaker, one of the greatest storytellers in the history of art, possessing an exceptional ability to render people in their various moods and dramatic guises. Rembrandt is also known as a painter of light and shade and as an artist who favored an uncompromising realism that would lead some critics to claim that he preferred ugliness to beauty. Early in his career and for some time, Rembrandt painted mainly portraits. Although he continued to paint, and etch and, occasionally, draw, portraits throughout his career, he did so less frequently over time.